Taylor Jenkins, the now former head coach of the Memphis Grizzlies, is fired after 6 seasons. The Grizzlies are currently, I think, fifth in the West right now. Mind you, the loaded West, they're fifth. On top of that, Ja has been hurt this year. Multiple. I think he's hurt right now. And it's just been, he got hurt last year. You know, there's been a lot of things going on in Memphis that you can argue. I don't think there really is an argument. Isn't really Taylor Jenkins' fault. It's just been going on. I don't know why he was fired. But here's my thing, man. Yes, you can say that they've lost, 4 of their last 5 games. But again, I don't think Ja Morant played in any of those. He was the winningest coach in the Grizzlies' history. Yeah, it wasn't the greatest record, but he's 250 and 214 as a record. It's all about, my thing is, bro, expectations. And I think that there are instances where expectations are not not realistic. Cause I'm like, you're the Memphis Grizzlies. You have a young team. Your star is a player that relies so heavily on his athleticism, like a John Wall, like a Derrick Rose, like a Russell Westbrook when he was younger. Actually, like a Russell Westbrook, that any type of injury can derail this team, which it has. What has Taylor Jenkins done to deserve getting fired? I don't know. You trade away Marcus Smart, who apparently was like the heart and soul of your team. My thing is this, bro. You have a good team. You've had a good team for a minute, but it's all about expectations. Do you think that this team is better than? Let's see. Let's go. Let's do this. Let's look at the standings currently for the West. Well, I don't think that they're better than the Oklahoma City Thunder. You can make an argument about the Rockets, even though I think they've won 10 of their last 11 games. They're not better than Denver. I don't think they're better than the Lakers, especially with Luka. What are we doing? I don't know. Maybe this is I don't know why he was fired, but he was fired. And it's like he did a great job. Yeah, there were times in the playoffs where they didn't meet expectations, but one of them times they were playing against Golden State. Ja Morant got hurt. Last season, they were playing. Who were they playing against? The Lakers. Ja Morant got hurt, and Dylan Brooks was talking, but Ja Morant got hurt. Newsflash, bro. Your chances of winning anything drastically decreases if your star player is out. Yeah, I don't care how good Jaren Jackson Jr. is. I don't care how good Brandon Clark is. Both good players. I don't care how good Desmond Bane is. If you don't have Ja Morant, you don't really have a shot. And damn near every single playoff run, Ja Morant has gotten hurt. So I'm like, when we talk about some of the best coaches in basketball, Taylor Jenkins' name comes up. Mind you, there's a lot of personalities that you have to deal with in Memphis. One of them being your star player. And I'm not going to talk about the stuff that he did in the past, but I will say your star player has not made it easy for you. I just don't get it. I don't understand why. Unless you have a home run hitter coming to the team as a head coach, I don't understand. Taylor Jenkins was that. Maybe he lost the locker room. I don't know. I know the whole Desmond Bain pushing homeboy, his own teammate didn't look good, but is that Taylor Jenkins' fault? No. My thing is, man, if the whole thing, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Yeah, that doesn't really pertain to sports in a sense, but I can say, what? Why are you making these drastic changes if you don't need to? Do you know? I don't remember the last time a head coach was fired 2 weeks before the season ends and that team goes and just does exponential things. Let me see the Memphis Grizzlies roster, bro. A roster. Let me see. All right. Santi Adama, that's the dude that Desmond Bain pushed. Desmond Bain, Marvin Bagley the third. I didn't even know. I love basketball and I watch it every day. I didn't even know Marvin Bagley was on the Grizzlies. Brandon Clark, Zach Edey, Gigi Jackson, who's 20 years old. What do you expect this team to do? I'll tell you. I definitely don't expect this team to be 44 and 29. Even with John Morant being out. And, might add, John Morant's having a down year. 22 points a game, cool. But he's been out. Stuff like this just doesn't make sense to me. I'm not caping for Taylor Jenkins. What I will say, though, is you're essentially punting on the season. But it makes no sense because you're punting on the season 2 weeks before the playoffs. And you're the 5th seed. You're not even in the play-in. You're the 5th seed. And you're punting on the season. Because I don't know a team that is just going to rally and make, especially in the West, make a deep playoff run with a new head coach after you fire. Again, maybe they wanted him fired. I don't know. Maybe he lost the locker room, but you don't do that at the end. Okay, I'll say it like this. Even if you think that Taylor Jenkins doesn't give you the best chance to win, you think the assistant coach that's going to be the interim coach does? What? People be just so backwards with it, bruh. Taylor Jenkins is a good coach. Hell, do you know how many teams that he would be a head coach for right now? Like, you don't think who is it? You don't think the Charlotte Hornets would consider him? You don't think the New Orleans Pelicans or the Utah Jazz? I don't even know who the Utah Jazz coach is. Or hell, everything going on with Mike Budenholzer right now and the Suns, you don't think that they could maybe entertain Taylor Jenkins? Man, I just don't get it. Like, if you're what are your expectations? What are your goals? Because I don't see how you reach those goals, at least this year, or put yourself in the best position to reach those goals, at least this year. And you fire your head coach 2 weeks before the playoffs start. And you're a playoff team. Again, maybe it was just he lost the locker room, but still. Okay. If he lost the locker room, that means you have no shot of winning in the playoffs with him. You also have no shot of winning in the playoffs without him because you'll be the 5th seed. That means you're playing the 4 or 5 seed. That means you're playing the Lakers. Like, I don't know. And honestly, depending on how things shake up, you could drop now because Golden State, you're 3.5 games back, or Golden State at 3.5. Golden State and the Clippers and the Minnesota Timberwolves are 3.5 to 4 games behind the Memphis Grizzlies for 5th, and the Lakers for 4th. So this is a very important time of the year. It's a very important stretch for NBA teams, and you think the best thing that you can do is fire your head coach, the winningest head coach of your franchise. And if you can say, well, Jalen, they're only 44-29. Mind you, Ja Morant has missed a lot of games. In fact, I want to put that into perspective really quick before we get off of this. How many games has Ja Morant missed? Give me a second. Memphis Grizzlies. Their leading scorer is Jaren Jackson Jr., Ja Morant. This year, Ja Morant has played 43 games. 43 games. I'm just going to make sure that is correct. He's played 43 games. I don't know if 44-29. Give me a second. Let me just see. They're 44-29. 44 plus 29. They've played 73 games. That means he's missed 30 of them. What do you think you're doing when your star player misses damn near half the season? I can tell you what you're doing. You're not good in the 44-29. It don't make no sense to me. That's all I'm saying. It don't make no sense. You can justify the firing, I guess, if you want. What I don't think you can justify is the timing. 2 weeks before the season's end. What this means, in my opinion, is you already knew that you were going to fire him, that you wanted to fire him. Or let me say this. His job was already on the fence. And something had to, maybe, again, and I keep saying lost the locker room because when firings like this happen, seemingly sudden firings, that's usually what happens. Usually either the star goes to management and says, yo, we don't want this coach, or he loses the locker room and you're just short. He loses the locker room. None of the players want him to coach. Cool. I don't know. I'm just speculating because this does not make sense. And I think the winningest coach, 44-29, all that. What doesn't make sense is you did this 2 weeks or a week and a half before the regular season ends, and you're a high playoff team. I don't know, man. What do I know? That's crazy. On top of that, bro, you can say, well, look at it. He's lost 4 of the last 5. Yeah, without their best player. You see what Golden State look like, even with Jimmy Butler, even with what's his name, Draymond Green. You see what they look like without Steph against the Heat. Didn't the Lakers just go on a losing streak because they didn't have LeBron? Like a cup, man. It don't make no sense, but hey. Oh, man, you stayed to the end of the video. I appreciate you. If you like what you saw, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you'll never miss any content from your boy. You can also go back and watch past episodes, past clips, and don't forget that the Unpopular Podcast, new episodes drop every Wednesday and Saturday. Appreciate you.